everyone, today I'm going to be showing you my eyebrow routine. This is just what I do to fill in my brows and achieve this look every day. My eyebrows are a very natural, undefined shape without any powder or wax in them. So I just thought I'd show you how I achieve the look I do. If any of you out there have brows similar to mine, or if you're growing them out and you want to know how you can fill them in best that you can. I'm just going to give you a little bit of info about how I maintain my brows. I usually, I haven't had them threaded for about 4 to 5 months now. I just have them plucked, or I have them waxed underneath, and then I'll have them waxed in the middle, and then again I just have a little bit of them plucked. I don't really do anything to the top of my brow. You can't, people say that you shouldn't really mess with the top of your brow. You can, but I choose not to, as sometimes you can get a bit too far and it can just mess up the whole natural shape. I get them tinted as well. I get them tinted a dark brown colour well, I've only had it done once, but I did used to get it done quite a lot before, and it makes quite a difference, as you don't really have to fill your brows in that much. And if you have brows like mine, which are really messy when they're not filled in, it can help give them, it can help you on the no makeup days have a more defined brow without having to do much to it. So you could probably just get away with using pencil. I'll show you the products I use, will be shown throughout the video, and I think that's it. That's all I do. I don't do anything much more special than that. So I hope you like the video, and it gives you a few ideas. Really, I'm just showing you how I do mine. So yeah, if you'd like to see anything more from me, any other tutorial kind of videos, just leave the comments, and I shall see you in a second, and you'll see how to get this look. So bye. First of all, I start using my Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, and it's the number 12 brush, which has a spoolie and an angled like a liner brush on the side, and I just use that to brush through my brows. I go in with my kit from Boots. It's from the 17 range, and it's called Brows That. I take the wax from the kit, and I use the little brush that's inside, and I just fill in the outline of my brows to give it a more defined shape. It gently adds a little bit of colour as well to my eyebrows, and helps keep the hairs in place throughout the day. As you can see, my brows they're not perfectly shaped, and they look more natural, and that's the effect. Well, that's the look that I like to go for now, a more natural looking brow, which I can touch up to make look a bit more neat and have that sharpness to it. And then for the front part of the brow, I just gently brush the wax upwards, so that again the brow keeps its natural shape. That's what it looks like with just the wax being put in. As you can see, it's a little bit more defined. The next thing I do is I grab that Anastasia brush again, and I use the angled side. I go in the brow powder on that kit, and I just gently do gentle strokes to mimic the hairs of my brow and to lightly fill it in. You don't want to be too heavy-handed with the powder either, because you just want a nice and a light natural look. I just need to fill in the sparser areas. I usually get my brows tinted as well, but next time I'll probably go a little bit darker at the front and fill in the gaps a bit more, so that it's not as I don't need to fill them in as much or maintain them when I do them every day as much. I really want to make sure I define underneath my brow so that I don't really need to do as much cleaning up in the concealer process. Again, like I did with the wax the first time, I'm just going to gently brush upwards at the front of my brow. I'm barely touching the hairs. I just want to add a bit more definition, but I don't want that really boxy looking brow. I want it to try and look as natural as possible. And you can see already my brow's more defined, it's got more shape, and it looks a lot sharper than they initially did. So I'm just going to tidy up the shape there until I'm happy with it. And if I needed to, I'd go in and fill it a bit more depending on how I wanted it to be. If I was going on a night out, I'd probably have them a little bit darker, just a tad. But because it's an everyday look, I'm trying to keep them as natural as possible. Now, the next thing I use is this concealer palette, and this is one from eBay, and it's only about £3 or £4. And you can see it's got all the colours you need, and it's got all the colours you need for corrective concealing and basically normal concealing. And I use this on my eyebrows because I think it's a good consistency, and it helps it stays in place all day, unlike other formulas I've used. And I've seen a lot of people use the MAC concealer. I'm not sure which one it's called. Studio Finish concealer by MAC, but I just like this because it's cheaper, and yeah, it's just a great alternative as well if you're on a budget and you wanted to use something like that. Now I just mix these two colours together here to try and get a shade that's a little bit lighter than my skin tone. So again, it adds that definition to the brow. And first of all, I'm using this a flat concealer brush, as I find it easier than an angled one, and it's just, I've just repracticed, just got used to drawing the straight line underneath my brow with it and on top of my brow with it. So I start underneath first, being really careful not to mess up the work that I've just done. So just lightly define that line. And I don't use too much product because then it makes it harder in the blending out process. So I'm just being really careful with the amount that I put on the brush as well. So that's underneath the brow. Then I go in on top. And that is a ridiculous amount. Like, can you see how thick I do that line? But I do make sure I blend it out well with my brush later on. And then for the front, make sure that's a bit more in line there. And then let's go down the front. And I leave a bit of a gap, but a little bit more out to where the hairs stop, so that I get that nice gradual feathered effect. And then I'd usually go in with the back of the brush, the clean side, and start blending that out. First with the brush, and then I'd usually do my whole makeup. So then I'd do foundation, blend it out more with foundation, and keep on making sure that there's no harsh line above the brow. So I'm just gonna blend this out, as you can see. Sometimes I use my fingers as well, just to make sure I've got as much of that product blended away as possible. And remember, this is just my method, this is just my way of doing my eyebrow, and it's the one that achieves the best result for me, I find. So you can see, compared to this brow, just what basically two products can do. I've just used, well, three. I've used a wax, a brow powder, and concealer, and I've gone from a brow looking really messy, not defined. It looks really faint at the front. It doesn't look that thick, and then I've changed it into looking really defined, having a thickness, the colour as well, and looking just on fleek. So I'll come back to show you my other finished brow and my face, and you can just see just the full look in all its glory. So this is what my brow looks like when it's completely finished. Here's both of them together, just so you can have a better look.